Meow meow. I am still setting up. Actually, I think I am set up. So let's just go right into it. Wait, no, I'm not. Not quite yet. Because that's all messed up. So let's get that set up. Oh, right. I don't have that configured. There we go. Very purple one. I don't feel like trying to get myself all set up and moved there, I guess, because they're already supposed to be started. So, hey! Hi! Missed a week. Sorry about last week. I got up way too early and I was just exhausted by the time the stream was time. And it was kind of difficult to focus on anything. It would have been just a terrible stream of me just kind of being like, duh, brain dead rot. But at the same time, I made a lot of progress on the game that day, though, too. So actually, there was a little bit of a brain strain from that. And then there was other things that, in general, it just, yeah. So let's start with updates. I'm not going to show anything because I don't want to reveal anything too yet. But as for Vertelia, which is what I'm switching over to for MAICOM, things are starting to get a little more organized. There are a few maybes of people who might do stuff for the game with me, but for at the moment it's mainly me. There is other people who might do testing, might do music, might do this and that, but mainly testing. But we'll see what people want to do, how they want to help. And if there are people who may want to help, I mean, feel free to reach out to me, but keep in mind, don't be too pushy about it, because if you're too pushy about it, that's going to be like a red flag to me. It'll be like, okay, I don't think I want, somebody who's going to try to push for their own ideas and whatever for the game. But I can reveal a few details about the game. So one thing that I had pointed out to people already is that Vertelia is going to be based in the same world as... It's going to be based in the same world as Project Exploration. It is a spin-off of Project Exploration. I'm not going to say what or how, but you will see the details in the game as you play through it. I'm just going to... This something I definitely don't want to spoil. It's something I want people to experience and figure out themselves, like how this particular spin-off game is going to have anything to do with, Project Exploration. So, as I mentioned before, that this is the Time of Death universe, and Time of Death was the original game that spawned the whole franchise. But no game has officially ever been made in it. Like, I started games and then they just kind of didn't happen. I did planning of games and they still haven't come to fruition. The first was the RPG itself, named Time of Death, which was, when I was 13 years old. And this is kind of the joke behind it, because I was a kid and I didn't really know. And I had dumb things like Cat Island and Chocobo Island, whatever. It was going to be a JRPG style like game, but a dummy me as a little 13-year-old, I tried making it with QBasic. Immediately hit a roadblock in how much QBasic can handle. if I knew had access to the internet at the time, because this 13-year-old me in 1998, like, a long time ago. If I had access to things, I would have maybe learned how to do some of this stuff, and I would have I would have done this in C++ or something like that instead. But I don't really have access to, I didn't have access to learning that kind of stuff. So I ended up basically, dropping the thing as a kid because I really didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. But beyond that, it's the next game in that franchise was something that I could have actually managed to pull off, because at that point I didn't know C++ and I didn't know more and less where the direction of that game was even going to go. And I was going to work on a 16-bit MMORPG. Actually, it was going to be a 16-bit MMORPG. And that it kind of worked in a very odd way, in that there was going to be towers that were just, space elevators. Your objective was to hunt out different things in the world, do different dungeons, clear them, and eventually get to these towers, and clear the towers. And the idea, and I don't really fully remember the details, but the idea was that once you did that, the game would restart and re-randomize, because it was going to be based on mostly randomization, randomly generated content. And it was going to be tile-based with a bunch of 16-bit, tiles. But that didn't go, it didn't get done at all, because there was some personal stuff and whatever in that game. Hi. Jen Apple. Yeah, hi. Just going over a recap of things, and studio updates. You probably don't know. I am good, you? But you probably don't know this channel yet, but I'm still doing this for the sake of having the VOD. The updates and whatnot for people to come and check out later. But yeah, as for where, anyways, as for the time that game and what it was called, I'm sorry, that game was called Before the Final Frontier. That game was supposed to be, like I said, a 16-bit MMORPG that was going to have world building and whatever, and regeneration. The one following that had better traction, and we had a start, and it was going to be a VR game that, again, like I started and then got no traction on, was the Angel Project. The Angel Project actually had a pretty strong story foundation and pretty strong game concept, and that was going to feel more like Phantasy Star Online, Phantasy Star Online, but in VR form. But that never took off, because it became way too complicated for just me and myself to do, and then just people didn't seem interested in it. Following that, then, is where, obviously Project Exploration comes from. Project Exploration is the current ongoing, bubble of things. And obviously AICOM, as I was working on it, was getting in the way of Project Exploration and getting work done for that. So I ended up not... I mean, that's still something I want to make, but it's something that's kind of on the back burner. But now it's kind of on the simmer pot, because it was put to the back burner because AICOM picked up in traction, but then AICOM now is dying, and I want to move away from AICOM because AI is in a bad state. Like, corporate AI is ruining AI for everyone, and making AI companions. People don't want them because it's bad. But it also is not good for me in competitive marketing wise in a market. Just because people can just make these AI companions so easily with generated code. My entire business is basically just tanking because there's no way I can compete with people just building. If they want a custom AI, they just build it from complete scratch. With the help of AI, and then they just generate everything, and it just, at that point, my stuff that I'm making is pretty useless overall to these individuals. I mean, some might still find value in it, so I'll keep working on it, but that one has more or less moved to the back burner as Project Exploration is coming forward. But one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a good while, though, is make a game in VR chat. And I hadn't been able to because there hasn't been persistence. And so when persistence was dropped, and this has been a while, by the way, but when persistence was, came out for VR chat, I was like, okay, I want, this is finally something, I've been wanting for ever. And I was too caught up with AICOM to really be able to work on a game, like an actual game for VR chat. So that's kind of been itching at me and trying, something I've been wanting to get pulled towards and into doing now that I have persistence. And so that's where we are. So that is Vertilia. Vertilia, as said, is a spin-off of this whole Project Exploration thing. I will. I want to reveal the code name because the code name, and I've been wanting to be careful with the code name because the code name reveals a lot about the game. But I think it's okay now to finally reveal that code name for the game because the code name, as Project Exploration is exploration. Vertilia, its code name is Adventure. So Project Exploration is technically the code name of a game that hasn't been named, but Adventure is the code name for a game that has already been named, Vertilia. And quite honestly, Vertilia at this point has the farthest traction of any of these games, done. I've been hammering down on this thing pretty hard. Thankfully, since it is in VR chat, a lot of things are taken care of already for me. So I've just been having to focus on the core game fundamentals and whatnot. So and art. So a lot of it has been art. But essentially, I've been working on the mechanisms of the game. And trying to do a little bit in each mechanism and get for each mechanic, the game mechanic. So that way I have this mechanic done and there's already a piece of artwork or a few bits of artwork done in it, and then this mechanic done with a bit of artwork in it. And so I'm just going by mechanic by mechanic until all the mechanics of the game are done. And I realize at some point, the game itself is going to have to drive the mechanics. But that's where I'm at in that early stage of the development of this, is that the mechanics are starting to get done, and we're almost at that point where I'm going to have to actually start doing artwork and fleshing out the actual things to start driving the mechanics. So it's one pushing the other or dragging the other along. But I think I'm already started to allow or ready for some internal people to go in and start poking at it. And we'll see what they find, what they break, what they don't break. But even still, they're playing with even really early version of mechanics too. So like mechanics at this point are like, it's done, but it's not a very polished mechanic. Like the hardest part of it is done. And then it's a matter of like making it work a little more smoothly. Or adding, things like adding animations, basically, and artwork to some of the mechanics. Just to kind of smooth it out, iron out, and like polish it out so it looks a little nicer. Things look a little nicer. But yeah, it's pretty good so far. It does help that there are some things that I'm doing that are part of the process to making it a smaller game, because the target platforms for this game is basically going to be everything, to a degree. I'm not quite sure. I haven't tested it yet how Android is going to behave with and I don't mean Android as in like the Quest, because I know how the Quest is going to behave with this, but I don't know how the Android itself is going to play with this game. Because the current, we have a few different devices that we're supporting for input, but I'm not sure how like that thing is going to handle it, or iOS for that matter. So flat Android and iOS support is still kind of up in the air, but kind of keeping it in mind for something to look into to see if we can get the mechanics, the input system working for those two devices. It's kind of abstracted enough though that once we figure out something, then it's just plugging the input system into everything else. So then it just kind of plays with what exists. But it's we have to figure out like how to do certain actions essentially. But yeah, that is where Vertilia is. The next thing is there hasn't been really much of new stuff about AI-Com. I did find some bugs on Jokin's software, which got patched, and then I haven't published them yet because I was going to work on some other bugs tonight here, and that's what we're going to be doing. And then of course, I don't know if you're still there, Apple, but if you're new to the channel, obviously, then this is a workshop channel and workshop. Well, not channel, but this is a workshop show. So if you have something that you want help with, that's Unity game development or VR chat development or avatars or any of that stuff, that is what this is for. So feel free to ask questions about anything that you might have. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into AI-Com. And yeah, for those who don't know what AI-Com is, it's the AI, of course, that is the little AI that's on the screen currently. She is using the software, but it is also Jokin's software if you've interacted with Jokin in VR chat before. So let's get display capture. There we go. I'm in the wrong resolution. Let's fix that. See, 2? Okay. That's still not quite right. It is that one. There we go. But anyways, so AI-Com. So the thing with AI-Com that was happening last week that I wanted to actually end up debugging for Pumpkin was that audio tends to just crash her when things play too much. So here's her actual window, because you see little virtual her on the screen. It's capturing from this window and yada 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 whatever. And of course, here is the config. I need boop. Oops, you saw a weird password. Okay. So this is Pumpkin's interface. Okay, enjoy your meal. Oh, somehow her hearing is down. Oh, crud. That's right. Is that trying to connect by device or IP? It is. Let's see if I switch it to this, if it just works. Pumpkin! Oh, wait, she's also not even hearing. There we go. Oh, hey, there it was. I don't even have to log in and fix it. It's already running. Just IPs all changed on my network because we had a router fry out, so we had to swap out the router. Okay, so she should be talking. Yeah,
Sounds like a real gorgeous mess. Don't worry, it's just a pumpkin patch of IP addresses to sort out. I'm positive you'll have everything back to normal in no time.
Right, but the problem we were running into is that she would crash from too many audio hits. So somebody would hammer her with audio, and then she would it would crash from that. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down. Unfortunately, no Pumpkin this stream, so I may not hear chat. I'll try to pay attention to it, but yeah, she's what the bonk sound is coming from. Okay, so let's start this in debug mode, and actually, yeah, I have this set up to where if I run it in release, it'll run not with not the debug database, but if I have debug mode and it runs the debug stuff. Let's see if I can cause it to have the audio exception. If it's something internally accepting, or what do we have here that's causing this? So I'm gonna go ahead also and turn. Whoa, that's a joking. Oh, that's an interesting setup. Anyways, where is that window? Didn't I? What did I do with it? We need that. Oh, right. This also changes port-wise. There we go. So this is using a debug database with usually default settings, but it is not in default settings. So let's do that. So this is the ICOM database files. Man, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place brain-wise because of things going on. I can, yeah, no more distractions outside of this. Okay, so there is a fresh database, and let's get this running. Do 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 do. Okay, so there's that for you. So now, yeah, once a new password. Good old test 1, 2, 3, 4. Since it's just a test database, that's exactly what I'm going to give it. There you go. Okay, so yeah, the default is just joking. So we want to go into sound. And so we have all these sound files, and we're just going to click random. Except let's turn this down. Hit random sound files until it crashes. So we get to play stupid sound effects until it crashes. If it can even cause it to crash. You can see threads popping up every time I click it. Never crashes when I wanted it to. I think it was mainly crashing though over like calls from you guys. So let's see if I use streamer.bot actually, because that might make more sense to attack it with. Which is where the hell is? Did it not stay resident in... It shut itself down? Okay. Okay, so in streamer.bot, I think I can just manually trigger actions. Let's see, so in commands or actions, we have the sound, which is one that you guys usually play, or a sound, but let's use, yeah, a sound. I wish there was like a quick test button here. Random, concurrent, no, okay. I could use chat to do it, but then it would flood chat and it would look really strange, and then if someone's actually trying to say something, then they're like, there's gotta be a decent way to do this. Do 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 do. Q. Oh no, that doesn't. Never mind. Add to export. Okay, why not there? Why isn't there a test? Why is there not a test? Here's the commands. Maybe there's a test on the command. So like if I use sound here, can I add to export, copy command ID, group? No. Maybe if I edit, is there a test in here? Excluded mode? No. Why isn't there a test? Buh. What about the action itself? You know, I could just do this though. Oop. Well, I guess that doesn't matter too much. Oh, oh, that's global. Never mind. I was like, oh shit, that's gonna not work because it's changed because of data. Wait. Wait. We need device config. No. Integrations. Icon web. No API key set. Yeah. There it is. It kind of needs the API key for this. So paste. Except here's the problem. This is going to do nothing because Twitch sound as a command doesn't exist. Also, that's the wrong port. Unauthorized. That's not a good sign. Invalid command supply. There we go. I just had an extra character sitting in there that didn't need to be in there. So let's copy the command and create the command, I guess. Create. Let's add Twitch sound. It is an API command. Enable it. Create command. Add action. There we go. Play sound. Random is what that one does. So if we do this now, nope, still not because I haven't done that. Okay, there we go. So we just got to do this until it crashes because whatever was happening happened through this. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna turn it down. Did I break it already? Oh, there it goes. We did finally got a breaking point. It crashed it entirely even. That's probably not good. So, okay, we got a problem with concurrent lists, line 35. It spawned from originally 260. So it went to get, what is the index was out of range. Okay, so that's not, wait, is that inclusive or exclusive? Int max, max is inclusive! Oh my god, is that really what's been crashing it this whole time? No frickin' way. I swear I saw this bug once and fixed it everywhere. Let's pull from the changes I did for Jokin. There they are. Okay. That is such a dumb, meaningless, like, little bug that's been just randomly crashing all this time. Oh my god. I hate that. I hate it. It's a simple, stupid little mistake. So songs, audio, same deal. Let's check the random, 245. Play random. Every one of these should have a play random. And same deal, yep. -1. Tracks audio, play random. And then, yes, again. Okay. I don't think Video Manager has a play random. Okay. So, let's look at random.range and anywhere it's used. Here's another case of it. Yep. Another case. Okay, that's fine. Apparently, I realized it there. Okay. The hell is this doing? Oh, and whether or not, you're right. That's okay. I was like, what the fuck? Why is it randomly doing a message like this? Sending a message async on a randomizer? Because that's the count channel when the AI randomly decides to increment the value for the count channel. Yeah, okay. Let's do it again. Make sure that actually was fixed. I was thinking I was gonna have to pull teeth even deeper to get in there and fix this, but this was such a small, stupid bug. Oh my god, that one hurts. Oh, we ran into something there. An unhandled exception, null reference exception occurred in AICOM. Okay, on what though? What is the null? This is a breakpoint, so oh, it is a buffer. The buffer was set to null. How did the buffer get set to null? So we need to make sure this is happening. And wherever this is getting set to null. Hopefully that's the trick. And hopefully that is where it's getting set to null. Yeah, that's the only place in PCM stream. Okay, trying again. Oh, I should also point out something. Had planned a project, but after I reviewed it, there was a problem with the project that I can't do it for. And it's because it's explicitly because it's copywritten material, and specifically involving a game rip. So unfortunately, because it's a game rip, and it's copywritten material, I'm not going to cover it on the stream. But essentially, I mean, what it was is somebody, and I can understand, and it's really cool to do it for yourself, but I can't do that, unfortunately, for them. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially if you're going to do it for yourself. But they had they want to take a character from a game, rip it out, essentially. Or I'm not sure if they wanted, and that was also another thing. I'm not really 100% clear on what they want. But even still, like a one-to-one completion, if it's just a one-to-one recreation of the character from, from the game, it's kind of still a problem, because then it's still its own copyright issue. So because of that, I won't be doing that project. But I hope they can find somebody that can get it done for them. But it is a really cool idea. And yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with like ripping something from a game for your own personal use, by the way, for your own personal use, in this case for AICOM, and make your own like animated version, AI version of that character for yourself. And that's what they wanted. Just like the guy who did the BMO, kind of deal. But the problem is, I don't know how it would, with the law, how it would look if I'm making it for them. So that's why I'm leaving. I'm not going to touch it. Okay, but trying to crash this thing. I should have been hitting F5 this whole time, but I stopped for lemonade, of course. Got lemonade again. Yes, the tism. Oh my god, this is so painful to do. Okay, this turned out to be more entertaining than I thought it would be, just because I had to torture myself with this fucking... Oh my god, hearing all these sound effects going off. Trying to intentionally break it. Okay, nope, definitely don't need that. There was another bug that was happening that is no longer happening, surprisingly. I think maybe it was a double free exception that was causing a memory leak, so... Because of what we just fixed there, it might have stopped the problem. Which is funny that it caught it now, but it didn't caught it back then. Like, huh? Maybe it's because it's in debug mode and not in release mode? Like, I don't know. Yeah, now we're definitely having... It's way more stable. We've been at this for like a half hour now. Oh my god. And it's cleanly stopping every time too, so... Am I printing this garbage, or is it coming from something? Yeah, it's coming from a C#, or a C++, a C-lib. Or DLL, some C# DLL maybe even. Oh my god! Did I finally cause the weird problem that I was having where it just kind of dies silently? Oh. Yeah, this is the really killer one that I couldn't figure out how or why the hell it was happening. I'm not sure if it's just the API dies. Yeah, clicking error on here doesn't seem to be doing anything. It doesn't seem to be running the code path at all. It just it's just in a state of poofle. Let's do a pause and see where stuff is stuck at, if anything is stuck. So, a couple thread pool workers, okay, there's a core loop. Yeah, that's like a pretty generic. That's, yeah, response generator loop for GPT, the GPT generator. Kestrel timer, that is the web server stuff, that's more web server. Vision thread loop, yep. Okay, nothing there to do, so it sleeps. Those are just basically active polling loops, or also known as concurrent threads that are running. All these threads are in some form of sleep, so I don't see. Speak loop, okay, but yeah, that's just, there's nothing to say or do. Is it even, like, is it just sound, or is it like, oh, it's paused. Okay, so song. Okay, yep. Songs work. Music works. It's just sounds have crapped out. So it's not commands, it's sound in general, the sound path. That's a very strange one. Did we get some kind of silent? No, that's not it. What about? Yeah, no task exceptions. Although we may have gotten a silent yeah, like a task breaking. Hey. So I guess let's follow that code path. Just yeah, none. Nothing. Yeah, pausing this, we don't see any like usable information on threads. So we know the web manager is working. We know it's not a problem in the web manager, and see the voice manager, and that's like the only thing really running. It's just yeah, it goes to play a file and then doesn't do anything. So like maybe it ran out of sounds and it's ooh, I wonder if we can take a look specifically. Actually, since it's running, we can live hopefully it lets me add breakpoints live. As long as the code isn't changed. So let's see if it gets ever to play, right? Yeah, we get there just fine. So let's step this then. Always forget if I have to hit step over or step into. I think it's step over. So clean up list. Okay. So is this where we're quitting out? We got sounds playing count. Uh-huh. How did we get a list of sounds stuck at 64? And why is it not printing that out? Oh, because it's printing it out into audio. That's why we're not seeing it. So actually every time in audio here, we should have been seeing, yep, that's what was going on. Okay. Why isn't it determining some of those sounds are not playing? Like if it says nothing's playing, like the actual thing says, it's not playing anything. So why doesn't it erase that? What does cleanup list do? So sounds playing loop lock. So somewhere things is playing is coming out true. So I need it to breakpoint here to understand why it thinks the sound file is still playing. Oh, there we go. So it's not destroyed. So if destroyed, return false. It's not destroyed, so it's not going to do. So is it locked for? Nope. So return true. So return playing false. Is playing is false. That should remove it from. Okay, so if I step. Oops. It does get to return playing. Return playing, return playing. And playing here is false. So this is playing is returning false. Okay. So what is this? Where was it? Cleanup list. Yeah, cleanup list. So we're doing from the last file to the first file. We're starting at the last file of account -1. Let's see if we get here again. So just go ahead and hit that. We can get rid of that. So now we need a oops. Now we need a trigger a ran sound. There we go. We don't need that. So there we go. Cleanup list didn't seem to run anything. Uh-oh. If loading, return. What is loading trigger? Wait, why do I do this? That means this is stuck somewhere. Yeah, why is loading true? That is really weird. I think this is being misused for that. We're setting loading true there and then calling cleanup list, which is using loading. That doesn't... Why did I do that? Why is it doing that? What is that doing? I'm actually confused. I don't know why I would be doing that when that's what that loop lock is for. Yeah. I think we found why that is happening. I think, though, maybe I should have a sounds playing, like, indicator. So actually, yeah, to help debug this in further cases, so where it says processes, I'm also going to do samples. So that is the sidebar or info panel. Nope. Okay, just click a random one in the. Is it config? So it is. Weird. Okay, so let's just yank this one, and then we'll do audio samples. No, because it's specifically sounds and not samples. Oh, I don't know what to call this because it's yeah, it can't be big. That's the thing. It has to be like one word, like smaller than processes there. There is a thing I can use to. There's a tooltip. Title, duh. Okay, so now let's take a look for that status p count. We can define, I guess, sounds count. Well, define it as undefined. Gotta love JavaScript. Okay, that's applying it from its source. However, where does this get defined? There it is. There we go. That fixes the JavaScript. That dumps the data into there. But we still need p count as a structure. Public int p count. There we go. Public int sounds count. So now if we see that crawling up, we know there's a problem. State info.sounds count equals sounds. Wait. Oh, that's okay. Sounds audio dot oh, that thing. Said that thing was coming off of what? There, that one. Sounds audio. Clean up list. Sounds playing. Do I have something that static, private? Control, please work. The control key is sticky. Or not sticky. Not pressing. Yeah, nothing actually returns it. Do I not have oh, no, I guess not. Let's see, so public static int sounds playing count get only return sounds playing dot count. This feels like it should always be defined. Like, why isn't that? Why would that ever be nude or not nude? I would never even destroy it, I would just clear it. Or yeah, make it new it. I'd either new it or clear it. And even then, why am I defining all this when it can just be that? I guess, yeah, this is written in Unity, C#, which didn't... I don't think this was like things that you could do in that version. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Maybe it's something I figured out. But yeah, much easier and cleaner that way. Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. Okay, so now we can do sounds playing count. There we go. And fire the sheet! Wah! I wonder if I can simulate broken fizz bones. Because broken fizz bones will also break ICOM at the moment. Like if it just goes wacky from being too far from origin. Floating point precision error just like hits you know, AICOM hard. And I think it was actually because of this sound, so yeah. Okay, so let's see if our variable we created is working. Good old test. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got sources 1. So let's just should be seeing the source count up. I don't see the source count counting up. We got breakpoints to find still. My bad. Oh, we had 7 and it's stuck at 7. Oh, it's auto cleaning them up after. I see. This is cleaning up like as it plays. So let's get it up to an obscene amount. Oh, this is actually harder than it seems. Maybe if I do this thing. Holy cow. It's cleaning faster than I can hit. Ah. You know what I can do actually? I'm dumb. I can just play the chainsaw over and over again. Oh yeah, we hit limit. That's probably a bad idea. Let's see if they all clear out. It's gonna take a second for it to get through all those chainsaws. Oh my god. How to break your sound card. Uh-oh. Wait, though. Ah, there's the trick. It doesn't update until after they're done playing. Okay, but now, here's the other thing. Does it actually clear them properly? So now that we have 64 chainsaws running, can we tell it to stop and clear them all? And that's a problem because, yeah, it doesn't look like it's... Oh. I think it did. It's just... Or did I crash it again? Oh no. Huh. Well, there that is. Huh. I think it did, but something weird happened. Okay, let's try this again. Get it up to an El Stupo amount. And then, like, cut the noise. It's like catching up with itself, I think. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't like it when it's completely spammed, but it does eventually catch up to itself, at least. It does eventually catch up, clear it all out, and reset. Very odd. Do I not have something that monitors whether or not it should clear items from the list? Other than when hit play is hit. So we have initialize, we have refresh sound list, sound files, update VDB search, play match, play. Do I need to maybe tie an event on PCM data? Stream, my bad. So playing, right? It is playing. Initializes, yeah, started, complete. Complete is like, when is complete set? Complete, return, false. That's a process. Media manager, port audio. Is this is a PCM stream? So yeah, it is. Process. Volume, lock, load. What does it mean by process? Oh yeah, this is the PCM stream itself. Like, right. And yeah, there's play PCM, which I was originally looking for. But then, okay. Complete equals true, stop. When is complete? Complete equals not lock load? If there's no more data. Okay. But that is also not the end of play PCM. Is playing. There it is. Destroy, lock load, and playing. Okay, so playing is the ultimate, like, truthy thing. Playing equals true, blah, blah, blah. Play thread start. Okay. When do we set check complete? Playing equals false. That means it's completed. We could tie an event here into it. That is complete. That is we've completed. And then I can tell it to check, do a check on its count to clean up. So yeah, let's do that. Well, I guess stop isn't exactly a complete. Yeah, so where do I want to put this thing? Maybe that. What is this code? Why do I still have this shit in there? Things I thought were all, like, eradicated from the planet of this code. Holy crap! Why do I... It's all over the place. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Why is this? No. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Oh, I think I see why that was there. Actually, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. It's actually, I didn't delete these because I saw it and then I realized, wait a minute. These are meant for a debug panel that I never restored. an internal debug panel. Okay, anyways, yeah, we'll leave that there because that's for debugging purposes kind of stuff. I do have a debug flag specifically for building and debug that I could swap that out with, that I probably should wrap that around, but I don't know. We haven't needed that in like forever. So yeah. Let's see, public delegate on complete. Yeah. Why did it do that? Like, did it read my mind, or do I already have one of these? Like, what is going on here? Why? Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, you fucker. If I have that, why am I not using it? I already have an event. Complete dot invoke if play loop ends. While is playing. If it's not playing, stop and then on complete call. Okay. What about what is using it? Songs and tracks, but not the sounds. Motherfucker. Okay, so this could be useful to get things cleaned up here. So sounds playing, right? We have some point where we insert these sounds into sounds playing. Right? Right, so here it is. We add the PCM into there. And then, there it is. PCM. It is explicitly play. Oh, we have two different plays, though. Crap. Shouldn't be an issue, I guess. We just need to set up the same thing on the PCMs. But... Okay, so yeah, obviously if PCM is not null, then we say PCM.onComplete equals, and we'll just call it, I guess, onComplete. So let's have it define that function somewhere. Generate onComplete. There it is. Kind of whatever. But we want this to call cleanup list to clean up that list after stuff. Let's put this near cleanup list. Since they're related. Okay. And then same deal, let's take this bit. Or not same deal, but like, yeah, now let's take this bit and find where we also set a PCM. Sounds playing at PCM. What is this? It's all over. It's an index, that is a string name. This is the like repeat code all over the place and I want to shoot myself. I also don't know why it's not. Oh my god, what? What is this, man? Brain wants to explode. This needs to be cleaned in some way. Okay, when I'm playing it through here, what is it doing? PCM play file, currently playing. It says it's currently playing, and then does all this. It is specifically taking a file name. So what we should be doing here is a static void play file, string file name. And so we then do play file. I put that there. I'm dumb. Let me take all of this. And we put it in there. Oh, what is the problem here? Audio file. What is this thing doing? Okay, that's an audio file. That is a audio file. Okay, I guess it is specifically audio file. It is a very specific object. Audio system.audio file. Okay, I guess I have to specify that it's that. Okay, so that is a general what it should be doing each time it runs that. So that's if we play by an integer, we do that. Although it seems like this should also be built into it. There's a lot of shared functionality here. So let's do this as well, and this. I don't know how I got such a messy setup here. Yeah, that looks about right now. So we clean up the list and get a count, we put the volume, all that nonsense. One thing we can do here is to make sure if I is less than 0 or I is greater than sound files dot length or count -1, return. Or, well, I guess in this case, we don't want to short circuit because we want the loading to revert. Okay, so now play. Same deal. We run these things in there. So what should be happening here is play file. Volume is coming from, setting it here. So like that can fuck off. This all can fuck off. Except that. Okay, that. Okay, so that's like, hey, if it's this file, just pass it over to play file. Okay. Yeah, this bit of shit here we do no matter what on each one of those with play file. So again here, it just becomes play file that. There's a return true on there, so. And then play file, error file. And then all that can just fuck off. And then, yeah, there's a problem where that was never. Okay, that's much better, actually. Do. A lot of weird stuff fixed just from from adding a count. There we go. Yeah, there you go, and it worked. Like, it just... There it is, there it goes. And there they go, disappearing one by one. Okay, that ended abruptly. And now the chainsaw test. Let's add a massive ton of chainsaws. It's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing! We're at max. Stop all. Doesn't seem to remove them from the queue on stop. Or does it? Yeah, it's still catching up with itself again. Uh-oh. That's a bad sign. It's not even running. I actually stopped it. I stopped it by hitting F5 because I clicked onto that by mistake.
Good morning. I'm to talk with you.
Chainsaw test again. Why did I get a what? Oh, because okay. So what happened was the window that has the API call here refreshed automatically because the way Chrome refreshes, and it decided to just play the sound. That's what I was like, why did it what? Because the sound randomly played. Okay, chainsaws. Chainsaws. Yeah, it really like goes duh when you play 64 like that. It's still catching up with itself. That's wild, man. It crashed. Oh no. Did it give a reason? Holy crud. Kaboomed. Unable to write data to transport connection, and established connection was aborted by the software in your host machine. Thanks, Windows. Unhandles. Okay, there it is. How? That's the whole point of the loop lockout. So it doesn't do this. Let's make sure nothing is touching it, like removing or adding, while that loop lock is locked. Okay. Now I have, yeah, play file. It's like, oh. It said it happened specifically with the concurrent list sound. This sound, it happened here. Almost as if it was nude in the wrong time. In the wrong place. It's at the wrong time and the wrong place. Let's see. Initialize. Okay. There is no other time it calls new other than during initialize. Well, meow, hi. Well, frick. Sounds playing I equals null. Why is I out of range? That's the thing. Must be non-negative. Didn't catch the exception either as I was quitting out. I just hit it and died. Almost as if it was memory cleaned. Or GC'd away. Maybe there was a memory leak and it just got kind of wiped. I guess we're gonna have to also look at memory for this while we're doing this. I hope you like hearing the sounds of chainsaws, Nico, because it's chainsaw time. Waiting for it to load. Hi, joking. Okay, so chainsaw. Oh yeah, where's okay, it's this .NET process. There's 1.1 gigabytes loaded in total right now. So let's add more chainsaw. I can't keep up. Ah, the chainsaws are deleting themselves. Okay, there we go. Maximum chainsaw. We're at 1.4 gigabytes. It's not even a memory leak problem. And there goes. It managed to stop all of them. But the UI is like stuck doing whatever. Let's see what it's doing. Let's check the stack. That is a massive stack. Are they all like on the same? They're all invoking on complete. How ironic. So they're all calling right now the cleanup methods. So yeah, this one specifically, okay, okay, it's actually on a wait one for the PA stream. So it's waiting on that mutex during stop, so it can stop the stream and release the mutex. So this thing is waiting for that mutex to clear so it can shut down. So it did call that. Okay, it called that. And it called that. And check silence timeout. Very odd. Why does it need to check silence timeout? So is that what this is doing? Is this every 15 seconds one pops off? Or is it just waiting 15 seconds for them to pop off and then delete? Like if it's already stopped, why is it disposing? It's calling stop. Then it calls dispose. And then it gets to stop. And it's calling stop. Wait a minute. Let's play PCM, right? So play PCM, dispose. It calls stop. Isn't this what is this? What are you? You're stream. You're not a PCM. Okay, no, that's this is play PCM, and then it calls dispose. But why did it call? Oh, this is wait. I'm going deeper into the no. This is where it's waiting. Never mind. This is going out, not in. We're okay. So at the stop here, we're on this mutex for wait one. So why is this mutex waiting? What is it waiting on? That's a mutex wait. That's mutex is waiting. Actually, most of these are on a mutex. This one's doing cleanup lists and it's waiting on loop lock. Did I cause these two to lock each other? Cleanup list, cleanup list. These are all waiting on. Okay. So these are all waiting on that mutex, but they got there in slightly different paths. This one seems to have gotten here in a more legit way. Okay, so these are all waiting on, as pointed out, this loop lock. So a mutex, essentially. I think I found the smoking gun, in that it's something is doing something that's in one of these mutexes that is waiting for this loop lock while the loop lock is locking the mutex, I think. And the two are like intertwined, connected. Okay, when I call stop, it's not calling that mutex somehow, right? Or that on complete, right? Nope, it's just stop and it deletes everything and leaves. Ears. Specifically named ears. I am glad I named these threads. Yeah, I don't see what it would be waiting on. So these are all caught in locks. This is a non. They're all in locks. Okay. And yeah, we're dealing with playback PCM, and those are also on locks. So, oh, like I didn't cause it somehow to frickin' like. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Is if like it's play loop, right? Play loop, stop. Ah. Stop is called. These are all happening in play loop. This is hitting check silence timeout and disposing, which calls a stop. So okay. Wait, whatever. I'm going to stop it for now. I'm going to try it with fewer items. It's just very strange. Let's do like 10 chainsaws and try to stop them all and see what happens if it still locks up.
Good morning. I am ready to talk with you.
Like, notice it like catches up to itself, but is that what really is happening? So 10 chainsaws, click stop all, and a crash. Stop all and a crash. Interesting. Something is sneaking in outside this loop and changing the state of this. If this is 0, we start at L, which is sounds playing count, which was captured before it gets even 2 here, so that's kind of maybe a problem. Yeah, that's kind of a problem. That's a big problem. I just realized that's terrible because we're getting the count before it waits on the lock. So it could be 5 and is waiting, it gets stuck waiting on the lock. So that thing is taking out files. So now it's actually 4. And so now then it gets past the lock and then it's 4. So it starts at 5. Ah, okay. I bet that's what it is. Oh God. Why? Why did I do that? Why? Why did I do that? Multi-threaded programming goes brrrr.
Good morning. I need to talk with you.
Meow, 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 meow. Okay, so chainsaw. And then stop all. That was it, I think. Let's try it again. Yeah, there you go. You can hear them all wind down. Okay, let's do the alternate test now. I think, yeah, we found what may have been the problem in a way, because I think it was just derping. They all dying down, and then it's at 0, but we still have everything stuck in a lock. Okay. We didn't crash, but we have everything stuck in these locks again. Yep, everything waiting, everything waiting. Wait. I think it might just be, yeah, running these loops. Yeah, here's this one actually like doing a thing. And like, yeah, it's in cleanup lists, and oh, that's sitting in loop. Never mind, that's sitting on a lock too. That's sitting on a lock. That's sitting on a lock. That's sitting on a lock. We're all locked up. We got a lock. We got a lock. We got a lock. We got a lock. Lock, lock, lock. Locky, lock, 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 lock. That's a lock, that's a lock, that's a lock. All locks. and no sign of life. Yeah, those are all locks. So if I hit play though, oh, suddenly they're all gone. Actually, it just cleared the locks. I think it's just the thread pool manager freaking out, or oh, turn me off a second. Yeah, I think the thread pool manager just freaks out, or something like whatever the lock manager it may be. Well, let's try this again with different sources. Yeah, okay. All right, I guess time for the stretch goal because yeah, this is all working. It's just clearly if you somehow manage to do that, the craziness of flooding it with way too many samples, it's going to well, take a long time. But I am pretty confident that that is working again now. So now let's try the YouTube search and see if we can figure out maybe what the hell is going on with it. So yeah, YouTube DLP. There it goes. Wait, it's working? There it is. Yeah, so this has been an issue. And so let's look at what it ran. We have YouTube DLP in its own log file now. Shrinky shrink. Shrink. Okay, so signature extraction failed. Okay, so what it ran was the bin file from there. So it didn't run my local YouTube DLP. That one says it's running it from my bin folder, but that is not from my bin folder. Let's try. Let's see, there are zip files in here, interestingly enough. YouTube DLP win.zip. Okay, it's in the zip file. Internal. That is like a little bit ominous. So that's one of the things I've been wondering about, if I'm missing that on Jokin or something. So where it's putting it is here, apparently. So that's a data folder. Am I packaging it? I guess I am for Windows. So an internal data folder. Okay, now let's try it. Do. No supported JavaScript runtime could be found. Only Dino is enabled by default. YouTube extracting without JS runtime has been deprecated. Okay, cool. Except where is this JS, this runtime then? Why is there this Python shit? I don't understand. If that's not it. They even built it with Py installer. I can tell they did, because the way it's structured. How freaking big is it overall? 30 megs, that's not terrible, I guess. Let's look at their documentation, I guess, to see what the heck is going on. Unpackaged Linux executable, no auto update. Standalone binary. Alright, so we really don't need the, okay. The exe is apparently everything somehow packaged into a thing. Okay, so let's put that in there. But that doesn't answer my question though about this. JavaScript. Yeah, it wants me to install it separately entirely. Does this have a standalone like thingy to run? Or is there like some kind of weird... I just want to download. What the heck? I don't want to learn it. Give me a download, man. What is this? Why is this so like unexplanatory? Bruh. Okay, so Dino. Okay, why did it send me to a completely non-related? Okay, Dino.com releases. Here we go. Maybe there's a thing in here somewhere. Okay, Windows. x64 is not x86. But whatever. Apple? What? That's not even a thing. Okay, it is a simple executable. If I drop it into place, does it just use it, or... Okay. Okay. It still had an issue. Signature extraction failed still. It's still broken. Wait, no. This is different. Let's try play last. Oh. Oh, we got video files. Is it because I have VLC already running? Doesn't like me, I think VLC lib might be throwing a fit because VLC is already running.
Good morning. I'm ready to talk with you.
Here's our files. That's coming from this. Okay. Searching for it says. Oh, hey, that time it worked. Look at that. Okay. You got audio? I don't hear any audio though. It might be a fault of Okay, now I got nothing. There is... Where's the audio? There's this video in there. No audio. There's a WebM. So why didn't it get the WebM? What file did it try to play? What the heck? It's saying warning couldn't delete file. That's fine, but then why didn't it... Are you freaking kidding me? They're messing with my shit up again. So play existing file, play async, right? Okay. I think actually what I'm doing is like look for a file and whatever, like by its name, so .star. If I find that file, I immediately claim it as a video file that should be downloaded. I think it's using the same folder as a cache and it's causing a problem. So let's try this, right? Let's try the command that it executed. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of word wrap this. View, nope. Okay, so we need that line of mess. I'm just gonna leave it there for a second. I'm gonna use, yeah, let's just use this folder just to see what it does. YouTube DLP. This is why VR chat even hates working with this. It's shit's always changing. Dash P dot dash no simulate dash print. Let's do this. Dash 4. Yeah, let's just continue to do that. Default search. YouTube search. We're looking for Despacito. And then where to get cookies from. And then, yeah. So what is it doing when it does that? So it immediately creates an MP4 file, and then, yeah, it's generating an MP. It turns it into a WMB, yeah, WebM. We need it to not do that. The MP4 shouldn't be put into the same directory as the WebM, the resulting WebM, or even to be converted in the first place. That is, why is it doing that? Just give me the raw files, man. Like, what? That is so problematic. So, what should we change that to? Why did it even change? It's really annoying. Thank you, NVIDIA, for screwing this up for everyone. This is what they were using the pirate videos to frickin' train their AI models with, when all we want to do is watch frickin' YouTube videos with it. Okay. Not use flags, command line. Oh Jesus, there's so much more crap now. This is like impossible to keep up to oh my god. I'm just gonna search for cache. Location in the file system where YouTube DLP can store some download information such as client IDs and signatures permanently. By default, it's already written. Okay. Right URL link. Okay. What does the -p option do these days? The home path given to YouTube DLP. Okay, it just sets a home. What if I get rid of -p? So here it is running without -p. it still spit out an MP4 before converting it to a WebM. Shoot me in the face now, please. See. Yeah, YouTube DOP is in a janky state right now. This is annoying that they would arbitrarily just change stuff like this, and it just kind of breaks everything, and there's no standard way of me getting an output file from this. That's like I need it to tell me what its target output file is going to fucking be, so I can actually have like a normal output system. I figured, like, since I'm defining the output file, I can search like for that file, but if it's generating an MP4 first before a WebM, that's freaking useless to me. So I could just have it search for WebMs in general instead. Video dash O. Yeah, it's gonna be current name. What are we doing with current name? Where is it? Finding. Play existing file. That explains a couple other things though too. And that explains why it's getting stuck. Okay, because every time I go to play, it's just doing a check for any file with that name. That's why sometimes it plays and sometimes it doesn't. Or why it fails. And it was, when it was working again, it was failing, and then it would then work, because they're putting everything into an MP4 first and then dumping out the final WebM. I guess what we can do this is so stupid, because they've just gone and changed everything again. Does -s work? This is the most reliable way to get it to work, is just to do -s. We'll just use WebMs at this point. So what happens with that? That's just, no, it doesn't work. And this is fake news. I've been fake newsed. This is so stupid. Okay, here we go. It's going to find the first file with the extension. That's what it's been doing. Why did I call it cleanup? Oh, because no, it's actually erasing files. Okay, never mind. That's the... Test file, remove extension, pass that combine, pass that cache. Is it really testing for... a file without its extension name? Wait, no, yeah, if the exact file exists, then do that. If that, okay. That seems wrong because, yeah. So this removes extension and it calls play async. When the hell do I ever actually use the... I guess I'd never use it? Somewhere it picks up an extension. So confused. Where's my other folder for the logs? Okay. Bruh. Yeah, I don't know what is going on here. Oh, it's the regular debug. Okay, where's my generic log? Playing, and there it is, file, and yeah, .mp4. So somewhere it picked up a file name or an extension. So find all references, playtask, current file. So yeah, so playtest current file and this is specifically play async is doing this. Play async, play existing file, removes extension current file equals file name. Loading download set. How does it pick up an extension then? Something somewhere somehow is picking up an extension. And I almost don't want to deal with this right now. Alright, so I'm gonna have to put just say a nay on this for now, because it's screwed. YouTube DLP needs stuff to be fixed before I can do anything with this. Then again, I'm giving up right before I'm finding like the frickin' where I'm actually adding the extension, aren't I? Let's see. So if I do in cleanup, right? I do enumerate files. No, that's not. That's okay. So if I do, I mean, -o, right, is just the current name. And of course, when we see -o run, it is just a number at this point. So here, current file, current name is that. We haven't populated current file yet, actually. So that's a thing. We need to figure out where current file is populated. And we have file exists test file. Okay. Pass it cache. Current name. It just checks file base name exists. Oh, I see. That's my own utility of things. And then, okay, this is where it is. This is where it's finding it. Yeah. Let's try commenting this out and saying current file equals current name .webm. It seems to be consistently yeah, so we need to there. Leave a note of what's going on here. And fire the sheet. Why isn't it going? Why isn't it playing? Okay, there's the stop button. It's buried in the code. I was like, where the hell is the stop button? Alright, it's running. That word normally is. There we go. The moment of truth. Could not play. It just dumped out. Oh. Did I leave a -S in there? My bad. That stupid -S that's broken. Okay. If this works, I'm calling it a night. Well, I'm calling it a night anyways, but let's just do a final test and then, yeah, we'll wrap this stream up for the night. Alright, so there we go. And let it play, which I'm not sure why it keeps doing this while it's running, because there it goes, right? There's the webm. What's the problem? Should I play last? This is where I say fuck it. Because, yeah. Download process is ended, so it did download it. It got it. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to play. Yeah, this is where I say fuck it. I'm not fighting with this thing anymore. It's just gonna have to be a broken feature for now. I'll leave it the way it's supposed to be coded. But it's just unfortunate. I hate leaving in a broken feature. But blame Google, blame Nvidia, blame YouTube DLP, blame someone, blame everyone. I don't know. It's a bunch of problems. A bunch of different, and this is the thing that's happening with VR chat too, by the way. They're facing the same issues. Okay. I might have to go to a strict it needs to download first before playing like setup, which would suck because then I have to wait forever for the finished process before it even like lets you play the file. That is a potential workaround, but that kind of defeats the fun, and then you don't know like how long it's going to take. But that's a wrap for tonight. Again, though, if you're checking this later, if you just came around, and thank you for the compliment, Galactic Jukebox. Sorry I didn't have Pumpkin open, so I couldn't hear, a boop from the chat, so my bad. But I hope you enjoyed getting some inside look of AICOM and the crap I had to deal with. This is also part of the reason why I went out of AI, is the legalese stuff that's happening. That was the other thing I failed to mention earlier. One of the bigger reasons I'm getting out of this too is because it may even be illegal to even have chatbots or make chatbot software. Because thank you, government, not understanding exactly what's going on. Everyone's in deep fear, and and then like somehow we're going to go after people who are talking too seriously to the AI and overusing it for therapy. Like, I don't think that's the problem that everyone has with AI. But sure, like, it's kind of weird, I think, that some people do use AI in that way. But, like, they're going to be that way with anything, I think. Either way, yeah, it's getting to be too much of a messy industry. So that's why I'm primarily working on. I'll probably keep doing AI comm stuff, I guess, for this stream. Just, I don't know, if there's no other content to put on here. But like, if you have like questions, if you have questions about Unity, if you have questions about C# programming, if you have questions about Blender stuff, model stuff, VR chat stuff, this is all for VR chat in the end. If it's a project that you have that you want to do in VR chat, is the best way to put it. Come around to the stream and like ask me to help you with it or whatever, because that's what this is for. This is the workshop Tuesday. Of course, I'm Scold. Pumpkin is currently offline, but we'll have her back on next week because I won't be editing her code in this case anymore. At that point, I mean, I'll be editing ICOM, but I probably won't be like doing code direct like debugging that's needed for like her. But yeah, and that is it. Meow meow for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you next time.